of heroes, legends old. In his stories their glories unfold. Baz the Bard with strings of gold. His heart cries out the tales he's told.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Meta Report. It's week 3, it's the last week, and I've been joined by James Adams. How's it going, James?
Very well, thanks, Baz. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I've got my Christmas beard on, I've got my Christmas jumper on. It's the last show of the year, so I hope you've all enjoyed the Meta Report and all the joy we've brought to everybody. But you have won a Living Legend Skirmish event this season in the first week down at Bristol. So congratulations for that. We've got about 3 Living Legend events to cover, so it'd be good to get your insight. And obviously we've had Call in Chicago was this weekend, which was six Starvos, a chain and a Viscerai getting through into the top 8. And congratulations to Michael Hamilton for winning that. But
I've not seen the final yet. You've just ruined it for me.
Oh, ooh.
I'm joking.
At least they got it right.
Yeah, that's true.
And talking about getting things right, we will move on to the first segment. So I made a boo-boo last week. Gamers World in Dublin. I had Ian Holland as getting through into the final versus Carl Boyle. It wasn't. It was... And I'm really sorry, I'm going to really struggle with this one. Nai Ruiz Padrag. I've probably said it completely wrong, but you got through into the final with Victor, and you trounced your way to victory. So well done. I've changed all my trackers, so you are there immortalised on my Who's Won What. And to confirm that, Ireland is Guardian country. Normally it's Runeblade country, but not anymore. But sadly, this is the last time, for a while maybe, that we'll see Victor sort of like in young form. But
Yeah,
well done,
really just sort of rode his coattails to the end there over in Ireland. I wouldn't have thought Victor would be popular in Ireland. I don't know why. He's got something a bit arsey about him, which is interesting.
Mate,
interesting guy.
You just play what's good, didn't you? You just play what's good.
Well, that's true. Is Victor good? I don't know. He's gone now. It's fine. It's old news.
Yeah, you're not a Guardian fan. You're just like evil heroes through and through. Normally, I would.
Yeah, I played old him at one point briefly when he was good. But yeah, no, not really. Not a Guardian boy.
No, not at all. Righty, so let's go on to the events for this weekend. Let's go to Cool Card in Sweden. 9 players, so slightly above average, because average is 8 players, isn't it, for the Skirmish season? But you know it.
Nice. Yeah, I know.
How many people in your Living Legend?
It was like 36, I think it was. It was definitely not 8.
Okay. Right, so nice little lot here, sort of like Data Dull raises its head, Blaze, sort of like the usual crew, Aurora, Blaze, Data Dull, and Zen. What do you think of Terra?
Well, I know a friend of mine is a big fan of Terra and Blitz and goes all in on like the fatigue grind. I think he's cool. I like his chances here.
Has he gone to CYB for him?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's correct, right?
Yeah, indeed. Right, so let's see who made it into the top 4. I've got no information on these players. What's good about Skirmish is you get a whole host of new players. So Henrik Dahlstrom on Levia, Mikkel Vedemar on Zen, Albert Schutt on OG Prism, and Alex Moynia on Data Dull. So not a bad lineup. What do you reckon? Which heroes made it into the final then, James? So Henrik versus Michael, Albert versus Alex.
Well, Zen into Levia is normally quite horrific for Levia as a Levia aficionado, as you know. But as a Levia aficionado, I've got to root for Henrik there. I'm going to say he smashes Ninja and wins the whole thing. That's who I'm rooting for here. The Data Dull Prism is interesting. I've got to presume Prism because you get 3 cards with Data Dull, right? With that intellect penalty to your hero. unless you see one of those items. But I'm going to say let's go for a Levia Prism final. Let's go spicy.
Levia Prism final. Okay, so let's see. It wasn't. You did say it was going to be horrific for Levia, but you just plumped for your favourite hero.
You've got to just roll the dice for that one.
Righty, Zen versus Prism. This is where it counts.
Oof. This is where it counts. Okay, I've got to get off to a good start here. This is my first ever guess on your show. We will go. Oh, I'm going to go Prism. I'm feeling Prism.
You're feeling Prism, are you? You
I
might
think
be
so.
feeling Prism, but you're feeling the wrong hero, mate. It was
I'm feeling
Michael,
imprisoned.
Yeah, Mikhail. Well done. Congratulations for winning with Zen.
Well done,
So, yeah, brilliant. Let's see, sort of like Sweden's meta map. So, completely different. Normally, Sweden is Guardian Central. Did go to sort of like a lot of brutes for a while, for a couple of seasons, but sort of like it's really diverse now. So, yeah, so may that continue. So that
This
is
is kind of like a wizard guardian as well, right? So there's shades of that there
indeed
for sure.
Right, let's get on with the bread and butter. This is the UK Fanboy 3 in Manchester, 12 players. This is Liam Holden, Liam Canning, George Jones territory. So that's why we have two Blazes for sure. Shiana is there. That was Liam Holden with his spicy tech. He's been working with Scott Mines on that deck. What do you think? If you were going to Blitz, what would you be taking?
Levia, straight up, obviously.
Okay, so if you were Levia here, who do you not want to play?
Who do I not want to play? Aurora straight away screams at me. Blaze can be a bit weird, a bit awkward. And to be honest, I'm a bit scared by the old shapeshifter there, because I can't say I don't think I've ever played against a Shiana, like ever. So just like not knowing what's opposite me is a bit scary. And Azalea can be like, it's one of those 80-20 matchup, 80-80 matchups, even either way. Like either you completely roll them or they completely roll you. So it's a bit nerve-wracking as well. But yeah, I think Levi's got a good chance into that field, to be honest. I'll back myself.
Nice. Righty, let's see who did get into the top 4 though. So, Liam Canning with Blaze. Liam Canning's got 2 Pro Quests under his belt and an RTN. Steve Margetson on Florin and Dave Margetson on Blaze. No information on these players. I would have thought they're brothers or father and son, maybe. George Jones on Aurora, a Pro Quest, an RTN and a Skirmish under his belt.
George is a great player. So immediately he's sticking out to me there. On Aurora as well. I actually... he knocked me out of a Pro Quest this season on Aurora, the adult version. So, some bad blood there, George.
Okay, so who do you reckon's making it into the final there?
I'm going to say Liam Canning against George Jones. Because I know those guys. No disrespect to Steve and Dave, the Margetsons. I look forward to seeing your journey as siblings, father and son, whatever you are to each other. That's pretty cool to get into top 4 together. I'm glad you're not playing each other in the top 4 to not want one of the other out of the final before the final. But I'm going to go Liam Canning and George Jones.
Okay. It was 2 powerhouses of Manchester meta. Which one are you going to go for now?
I am going to go for... See, the thing is, I speak to Liam a lot, and I'm either a terrible friend or I didn't realise he won a Blitz final. So this is going to be really awkward. And I'm going to say George won it because I don't think I heard from Liam about this if he did.
You didn't hear from Liam. Okay, let's confirm it. George did win. Well done, George. Patron to the show. Not saying that's why he won, but thank you anyway. It's probably why he didn't hear from Liam about it. He's winning Blitz.
Commiserations, Liam. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm actually quite glad that you lost, Liam, right now, because otherwise I'd be just a terrible friend and I'd broadcast that to everyone. So well done, George.
Righty, Toys and Games in Worcester, 10 players, so slightly above average. And a Cilio comes out to play here, and 2 Terrors. Whether or not they're CYB Terrors, I don't know. What would you think if you were playing? Well, there is one Levia. You're Levia. How are you feeling?
Straight away, Levia. Yeah, again, I've not actually played against Nacilio, so that's interesting. Aurora is scary. Terra can be annoying, I suppose. Zen is annoying. It's not the best field for her here, I will say, but it's doable. It's always doable. You just got to roll sixes, baby. Let's go.
Yes, Gabby fan. Right.
Absolutely.
So this is the top four. So Tyrone Bennett on Terra. Then we've got Callum Elcock on Blaze. Ben Troth, who's won a skirmish, and he won it at Toys and Games Worcester last time round. And Lewis Folks on Zen. And he's also won a skirmish, brother of Matt. So these are the matchups. How are you feeling?
I think so. Blaze into Terra is really interesting as a non-wizard, non-guardian player. To me, that's like, which I'm so alien from both those heroes right now. I'm gonna presume that Blaze can get past some of the defenses of the Guardian here, but that's using like Kano knowledge. I know she's a totally different hero, so already I'm exposing myself for just not being aware of what wizards do nowadays. Florian in Blitz is really cool. I've played a bit of Florian in CC and sealed, obviously, draft and stuff. But I think Lewis he's a great player as well on a deck that's as aggressive as Zen can be in this format. Is going to take that one. So I'm going to say it's a Zen Blaze final.
Zen Blaze final. Let's see. It is a Zen Blaze final. You're doing well, mate. You're doing good.
Again, I'm nervous. I'm shaking each time.
Righty. Now, how's your Blaze Zen matchup knowledge?
Even worse than my Blaze Terra knowledge, to be honest. So, I think it's going to be a case of how quickly can Zen transcend, get his crazy combos off. Blaze, I played a couple of Blazes in UK. It was at UK Nats and or somewhere along one of the side events, and it felt like they either did the thing or they were just quite slow.
Right. But
I was playing like an aggressive Rhinar list, so games were generally over by turn 3, win or lose. So not much insight there. So I'm gonna say Lewis takes this on Zen.
Lewis. Okay, let's see. He did take it. So yeah, you're getting good, mate. Go with what you know.
We're getting it.
And you get through it.
Yeah.
Well done, Lewis.
I just pick the players' names that I know as well. That helps. I'm just like, he's great. I don't know this other person. I'm sure you're very good to get to a final as well. But yeah, Zen in this format is kind of crazy. They like doubled everyone else's points, but not his for some reason. I'm still working that one out.
That's because he was already on 500.
He should be. Yeah, he should be gone. He should be gone then, shouldn't he? Really?
Yeah, they couldn't really double his points, could they? Because otherwise, we bought him back and he's gone. There we go.
He's gone. They could and they should. That's what I mean.
We bought him back for nothing. Well Righty. Okay, so that is the Blitz element done. Let's get on to Living Legend, the format that's had the most shake-up. Obviously, like you won your one in Bristol. Baz Brawl over Christmas is a Living Legend format. You've won your first round. Lewis Folks is in it as well. Tyrone Bennett that we saw, he's in it. So how are you feeling about your chances in Baz Brawl?
Okay, I think so it's the same reason I took Viscerai to the Blitz. Sorry, the Living Legend skirmish for Bristol is that I'm looking to play him in CC maybe for Pro Tour, and it feels like you give him a new chess piece and a new weapon, and obviously it's completely different, but they're the only changes. So I'm more playing it to get experience with Viscerai, to be honest, because it's been quite a while since I played him. I think Stavo's the best deck. I think that's been proven, obviously. I don't think he's as egregious as when we had Oops All Stavo. I think they've done a lot. I think why they unrestricted the yellow Bravo spec. I can't remember his name.
Starstruck.
Starstruck. Thank you. Why they unrestricted that while also injecting like the most amount of cards out of any hero that has existed. He's like suddenly gained the Armory deck, Jarl, and also Rosetta, like between now and his last, like the last big event. And then they were like, yeah, we'll just unrestrict this really crack card as well, because that makes sense. That's a bit bizarre. And I think that's sort of, maybe they should have not done that.
That's because they like giving us the toys before they take it away. They're just like, we'll put it back in, we'll see how it goes, and then they might take it away again. So, it's all about sort of like getting data, isn't it? Let's get some data. Let's give him a good card back. Let's see how he goes, and then sort of like we can always take it away. You know what I mean? Maybe you will see that going away, as there were 6 Starvos in the top 8. You know what I mean? He's just like, like you're saying, he's just got a whole heap of toys. He just needs dialing back. He doesn't need a lot. He just needs a little bit.
Just a touch.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I will say it's like when that first event happened in the top 8 and was all Starvo and all that, I was like, there's not a bone in my body that is interested in playing Living Legend, and there never will be. I'm a Leviathan fan. It's fine. I will stick down here in the dirt and never LL. It's fine. And then they did the book bannings and everything else, and I think it's by far my favorite format right now. It's just like you get to do the powerful thing. You get to play some of your games last 3 turns, some of them last way longer. It's great. And I can't. I was going to say thank LSS enough, but it's they've done a lot of work recently, haven't they, in terms of banning things from CC, but that's also made for a really interesting secondary format in LL. I'm obviously a big fan, but I think Starvo is obviously still the best deck. I think Zen's really close there, and 3 and 2, them being the most represented here, makes a lot of sense, obviously. Jomar's a really interesting counter meta pick. I know she can put work in, actually, which is interesting. Yeah. Levia, whoever you are playing Levia and Living Legend, fair play. You're a braver soul than I am, that's for sure.
Should we get on to the top 4? Let's get on to the top 4. There we go. So, top 4, Craig Johnson on Zen. He's got 3 skirmish events under his belt. Adrian Lee on New. Joseph, I'm going to say Wally on Prism. And Lilith Moon on Kano. Always you have to look out for Kano. His books are in this one, as we were, you alluded to earlier, which makes a heck of a difference. So, what do you reckon? Zen versus New OG? No, it's not OG Prism, but Prism versus Moon or Kano. I should say.
I think. I've got Craig. You've spoiled it for me because you've already said he's done a bunch of skirmishes, so he's clearly grinding these events. So he knows what he's doing on Zen.
Skirmishes really before was his Blitz. It's kind of like
sure.
Yeah, I mean he's the player with the most experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's the player that basically everyone's like, okay, he's got wins under his belt. He's going to be known up in Sunderland. He plays sort of like more or less in these areas. So yeah.
Yeah, I think as well, if this was CC, you're looking at New there to try and fatigue Zen. It's obviously a completely shifted with those bannings that we're talking about. But in Living Legend, you've got your Out of Wars, you've got Blittle, you've got Stubby Hammers. I presume he's on all these toys.
I would have thought so.
And yes, well, you'd hope so, right? And I think, I can't see. I mean, it's possible, but I don't see a New getting through that amount of offensive, that output that Zen has in LL. So I'm going to vote for Craig on Zen for that side of the bracket. Prism and Kano is interesting. Prism, obviously, primarily a yellow deck, also has 32 life. The new Prism, is it? I think a lower than 40 life hold threshold, which is interesting. And Kano just scares me, as I say, as a non-wizard player. Samee Braben, calling champion, was obviously a local in Bristol for a long time. So I've had my fair share of whoopings from Kanos over the years. So I'm going to go for a Zen Kano final. I'm stuttering over Kano because I was like, but maybe Prism does it. We'll go with that gut. We'll say Zen Kano.
You're about to find out. Okay, Zen Prism. Okay. Top 4s don't really count, mate. These are the ones you have to get right. These are the ones where everybody wants to get right. Okay, so
I just got to sight my head in. I'm zoning in to the game. Okay, I'm just gonna have to go Zen again. I think he's just gonna run through him, but let's find out.
Okay, Zen. There we go. It was Craig Johnson. Well done, Craig.
Well
Racked
done.
up skirmish number 4, becoming a bit of a skirmish specialist. But yeah, some players are. Some players prefer
Very
playing
cool.
skirmish. But yeah, well done, Craig. Let's go to Spellbound. I would have thought this would have been on Twitch. So you can go check out their Twitch channel, and you can go back and watch this. 4 Zen in this one. This is how popular he is, and only 1 Starvo. But yeah, like you were saying, Zen is Art of Wars are back in. He is really aggressive in this one.
Absolutely.
Let's get into the top 4. Okay. So Carl Naylor on Zen, Kieran Lee on Kano, and he won the Pro Quest London at Spellbound as well. Stefanos Agiriou on Zen, he's won a skirmish before, and Zach Murray on Starvo, and he won a skirmish last week at Bad Moon Cafe.
Well done, Zach. Yeah, I think Zen, as I've said, I think Zen is got so many offensive tools, and 30 health on Kano is no bueno. So I'm going to say Carl wins that side of the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Zach is a player that I know, and Starvo is the best deck in the format. So I'm going to have to go with Zach on that side of the bracket.
Okie dokie. Righty. You got it completely
wrong. Completely wrong. Guys.
But this is where it counts, okay?
Yeah. Well, same logic as before. I'm going to say, I've got to say Zen. I'm going to stick to my guns and say Zen. But I mean, if Kieran does this, then his blazing ether is hot as hell. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, but you're going Zen.
I'm going to go Zen.
Okay, go Zen. There we go. Right. There we go. Well done, Stefanos. You won that one. Brilliant.
Well done,
so the Irish crowds are cheering because he played in Ireland for a while as well. So really nice guy. I met him at Nationals. So yeah, it was cool. Awesome. Last one. Mox in the Hole, Edinburgh, 12 players. Yay! Dashio is out. So yeah, I was just going, oh my god, the toys. Where's Dashio? She gets all of her toys. The latest hero that's had a bit of a ban. I expected to see her quite a lot in Living Legend, but here she is, the most favoured hero in Edinburgh. How would you feel if you were here with Viserai?
With Viserai right now, yeah. I mean, the thing with Living Legend is it's like so quick, right? And like some of your games, you just absolutely roll through people, and some games you get absolutely rolled through. So it's I'd say Viserai has a pretty good chance of this field. I think Icelander's a bit scary, Oldham's a bit scary. Mm-hmm. Zen, obviously, with the Zen state, is a bit of an issue. It can be really awkward. So, but yeah, as with any Living Legend event, you got to back yourself.
Yeah, indeed. Well, any event you got to back yourself, haven't you?
Well, not any event. I'll play Leviathan, bro. It's fine.
Fair enough. Right, top 4. Marco Casadio. I think that's how you say his surname. Sorry if I didn't get that right. He won Skirmish 9 at Mox in the Hole, and that was a Living Legend format on Zen. Tommy Young on Aurora, Callum Goddard on Dashio, and Justin Lin on Starvo, and he won a Skirmish as well. So, what do you reckon? Zen versus Aurora, 2 massive aggro decks, and then Dashio versus Starvo.
I'm gonna go Zen. Again, like the Zen state potential into Aurora could be really awkward when they're sending like 0 for 4s at you, and then suddenly they're all 0 for 3s. Feels pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Arc Lightning, and all the rest of their shenanigans doesn't really get
all the
through.
pings just get switched off. Yeah. So I'm gonna go Zen just on that defensive capability that he's got. I know you're gonna want Dio to win this, but again, those crayons, man, they're pretty bright. So I'm gonna say Starvo for that one as well.
Yes, I was dashed on the table. There we go. Dashio was no more, but it is Marco with Zen versus Justin with Starvo.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be my record's repeating a bit here, but I do feel like Salvo is the best deck, and he's got a lot of tools that can deal with aggro decks. Like, you know, you've got the Spinal Crushes, Crippling Crushes. You know, you've got all of those nasty things. So I'm gonna say the crayons are nice and they're ready.
Crayons got a fresh pack. Let's see. He
Yeah.
did get a fresh pack. Well done there.
Nice.
Starvo picks up another win. Yeah, he is the best deck. You know, there is no doubt he is the best deck. Well done, Justin. Excuse me. Righty, so let's confirm sort of like the UK meta map. There we go. So up in Scotland, we've got Mox in the Hole, Justin Lin on Starvo that we saw, and Thistle Tavern in Aberdeen with Bruno Fernandes on, they were playing Draft. No, it was sealed, wasn't it? Sealed. Let's go to North Tyne and Weir because we can't fit everything on the meta map as it is. So that's Craig Johnson's win on Zen. And here is the North. So Liam Holden on Aurora, Lila Green on Aurora, and George Jones in Aurora, sort of like all across the middle. There is no doubt in how good Aurora is. And when sort of like this deck is probably Liam Holden's and Rob Catton's decks that have just been slimmed down into it, we know how good that deck is. Rob took it to the top 8 at Worlds. So take a few cards out and there we go. Benjamin.
Lightning, hell of a drug.
Yeah. They weren't playing Ball Lightning.
Oh, but they're not.
No, but this is there's no Ball Lightning in this one. This is Blitz.
Oh, sorry.
This is Blitz. It's not
I'm
Living
back into
Legends.
LL. I'm back into LL. Sorry, guys.
You're back in the weekend.
Ruining it.
Yeah, that was good.
Ruining your show already.
That's fine.
Sorry.
It's normally me. Benjamin Marshall on Victor and Adam Collins with KO up in Middlesbrough. Across the Midlands, KO Jonathan Hicks, Vincent Jack Nichols, Lewis Folks, who we saw on Zen, Sealed Gabriel Liming on Florian. And then we go to the south. Oh, who won that one? James Adams with Viserai in Bristol. Well done, mate. Carl Mullins on Aurora, Ed Kennan on Blaze, Gwen Woods on Vincent, Matthew Kenworthy on Datadol. And then all we need to do is finish off with London. So we have Alexander Teague right at the beginning of the Blitz season on Zen. Zach Murray last week on Victor Goldmain, helping him go to Living Legend status. And the Living Legend winner that we saw earlier, Stefanos Agiriou on Zen as well. But sadly, this comes to the end of the year. But we've got lots to look forward to, lots to practice for, because we've got Road to Nationals and it is going to come up so fast. Starting on the 8th of February, there is a big one, the Beachhead Expo in Bournemouth. It's got a ProQuest Plus and the RTN. So you can get, if you missed out on a ProQuest invite for ProQuest London, it's a good place to try and get one. You know, bag yourself an invite and get onto London. It's sort of like it's only in April. You know, we think sort of like February is going to come around pretty fast. April is literally just round the corner. Any events you're particularly going to, James?
Not this time particularly. Unfortunately, Excelsior Comics, my home base shop, is on my birthday, which is the 15th of February, and I've got a twin, and I've all booked out for that weekend. So I've not actually looked at any of the others yet, but I do have my ticket to Pro Tour. So you know, maybe I'll let some of the other Bristol locals, you know, get their ticket instead.
I would say you come up to Manasquare instead, but it's the same weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be in Northampton that weekend probably. So
you'll be hanging.
Maybe I'll show my head. Yeah, I will be. I play better when I'm hanging, though, Barry. That's the real secret.
Okie dokie. Okay, so last thing to do, he says. Just the right button. Cheers, James. Thank you so much for coming on. First time coming on the show. How'd you feel?
My pleasure. Yeah, pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. Yeah, look forward to, you know, just give me an invite to the next one. I'll waffle over you and get most of my predictions wrong again. I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to go back and watch and count the ones I got right, just to make sure I'm actually qualified to be here. But it's big shoes to fill this weweek.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, mate.
I thought you did all right.
I'm
Thank you.
just fishing.
Pardon?
I'm just fishing, bro. I'm just fishing. Just give me the compliment.
I thought you did well. You did well. Considering some of the matches that you didn't know, and you still just went, okay, you know what I mean? You worked it out, used your fab knowledge, and just went, I think this is what the result would be, and you got it. Sweden. thank you so much, Erica, for providing all the info for Cool Cards. Look forward to seeing you soon in January. UK, Chelmsford, Liam Canning, Hung at Spellbound Games, Justin Lynn and Defect Ben. Thank you for all the information. As always, I cannot do this without community. Justin Lynn would like to shout out Declan Patrick. He says, thank you for giving him a nudge. So he provided me with information for Mox. So cheers, Declan, for that. For my patrons, thank you. You're keeping the lights on. You're letting me do cool stuff like my dice, upgrading my webcam. Because it was getting a bit fuzzy and a bit old. So thank you for that. If you want to support me, the link is there in the description below. You get 10% off by the same tokens, the Flesh and Blood tokens that you see on my streams. Or my recordings, I should say. Thistle Tavern, Flesh and Blood singles. And every 3 months, you will get a PCG discount code for the amount that you've paid into my Patreon. So most people pay in £5. So they, every 3 months, every quarter, they will get a £15 code, which bags you a free graded card. So that can't be bad, can it? So until RTNs come around, have a fantastic holiday, everybody. May you get some singles that you are sorting after to help you with the RTN singles, or maybe some vouchers to get some hunted. But until then, take care, good luck, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers, guys. Happy holidays.